Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Myself, Hira Megwal. I'm working as a pre-sales consultant, cybersecurity for Tenable. Today, we will discuss about the Active Directory security, the breaches, and the uh, Active Directory security breaches and their misconfigurations. So every behind breach headline is an unsecure Active Directory deployment. AD has become the favorite targeted for attackers to evaluate privilege and facilitate lateral movement through the leveraging known flow and the misconfiguration. Unfortunately, most organizations struggle with the Active Directory security due to the misconfiguration piling up as a domain increase in the complexity, leaving the security team unable to find and fix flaws before they become a business impact issue. If we talk about the what Active Directory is actually hold and why the Active Directory called as a heart of the any of the organizations. So, uh, AD is the governance authority or the authentication hold all these passwords and provide resources with regards to your ICS or SCADA environment, your SSO on your email, if you're trying to access your corporate data, any of the internet sites, public facing applications, your email, HR portal, etc., etc. It's maintain the user and credentials to log in the several corporate resources. It hold the it's integrated with the applications as well, and a couple of cloud resources you can access through the Active Directory using the SSO. Let's say you have the instance on the Azure or the AWS, and you want to manage it from the SSO from your single Active Directory credential is working and providing all the resources to all the applications and the services. So managing access right to every vital assets, a complex evolving architecture that become unmanageable over the time. So what happened? So organizations don't know how or don't have time to review their AD environment manually, as there are so many different areas and the environment can be too large. AD is the complex and in large environment, this would nearly be impossible to resolve manually, right? Because it's the moment you onboard the Active Directory solutions, as you are growing, your company is growing, your expansions happen, your Active Directory become more complex because you're adding a couple of users and all number of users frequently to your Active Directory environment. Now, we'll talk about why AD is an attractive target, why the attacker is majorly generally choose to attack on the Active Directory environment, right? So every Active Directory misconfiguration pile up over the time due to poor hygiene and limited visibility. And 90% of the Fortune 100 used Active Directory for a decade. So we know it's a rip ground for attack. Not to mention many of the historical features introduced by Microsoft product have been reverse engineering by attackers and exploited. Unconstrained delegation is one of the such classic example. Let's take a deeper look into it. So what happened? For the attackers, AD is the de facto identity platform for business and government, which is completely because our all majorly assets are running on the Windows. AD is a lifeline of the active IT infrastructure. Your infrastructure management services, all the services running with the AD environment. If the AD goes down, your business will go down, and you will have the business impact, production loss, and the reputation impact as well. Because practically, AD controls access to privileged resources through the Active Directory resource, your credentials, you can able to log into the DNA, your data network and the applications. You can log into your databases, your applications, your emails, your ready resources, and etc. etc. And the last and not least, but it's a shared responsibility between the infrastructure team and the security operations team. Security operations team, generally they are not handy with the Active Directory environment, right? How to secure, what portion need to be think on it, and same vice versa. AD admin, he's not aware what are the security need to be applied. He can manage the security somewhat. He will manage the security. He will handle the Active Directory environment, but he's not able to handle or give you the 100% security, a kind of maximum security, without the helping the security tool or the security option team. If we talk about the technical, so AD is using the Kerberos is the state, right? Kerberos protocol, and as we know, the Kerberos is the statelet protocol, which means a transaction are not retained. Let me give them an example. What happened in the practical uses of the Kerberos delegation? It is to enable an application to access resource hosted on a different server. Let's say you have this one server, the front-end server is the application server, backend is the database server, right? And so both the server is providing the resources, and both the services are running on a different server. So one example is when a web server need to be access resource for the website hosted somewhere else, such as a SQL database. Instead of giving the service account running the web server access to the database directly, you can allow the web server service account to be delegated to the SQL Server services. Once a user log into the website, the web server service account will requested access to the SQL Server services on behalf of that user. This allow the user to get access to the content in the database that they have been provisioned to, without having to provision any access to the web server service account itself. So it is the kind of the vulnerability. Second, AD has always catered to backward compatibility, which typically means it's not secure implemented or has inherent weaknesses if legacy protocols are not disabled. Right, couple of times we have the trust relationship, trust lane, we have the couple of the backward compatibility with the older devices, which are the legacy devices where the support is not accessible and not available. So that is also a cause of a breach, and attackers know they will be easily manage the show. Second, if we talk about, let's say, IT and OT environment. In an OT environment, there are a couple of IT assets sits under the OT environment who can run the OT show. And that IT assets couple of time was integrated with the Active Directory for the single pane of glass management. So if my AD was compromised, if the attacker has done any of the malicious activity on the AD, the same attacker can travel into the OT environment and can be play a very dangerous role, where he can do the all business page, who can even perform the configuration code change, etc., etc. The reach and the access can be leveraged to easily disable other system or deploy the malware. And let's say if attacker has successfully attacked or compromised your Active Directory or your environment, and after the later moment he'll got all the admin credentials. He will have the admin credentials. So what he will do, he will easily can disable all the services, which is like the integrations with the email, alerting, SIM, and all. In the meantime, he will be easily deploy the malware into the entire environment. Right. So that is the reason AD is the most attractive target of the attackers. How we can secure our Active Directory? So recently we did the acquisition. We enhanced our solutions by the acquisition with the solutions, Active Directory solutions called LSID. So now that we rebranding the LSID as the name of the Tenable.AD. So our Tenable.AD enable you to see every change in the Active Directory, predict which anomalies or weaknesses carry the greatest risk, and to act to disrupt critical attack path before attackers exploit them. Our AD is going to help organizations solve for the most prevalent issues that plague ID, help you to see in the advance, enabling you to reduce your attack surface, be prepared for the inevitable and respond quickly to in the event of the real time or the potential working with your preferred SIM to automate response and tries. Our Tenable.AD leverages the four pillars of security. Pillar one is the prevent, pillar two is the harden, pillar three is the detect, and the pillar four is the respond to potential threats. The first two areas focus on reducing the attack surface, and the final two are the preparation and the readiness. So what you will get after deploying the Active Directory solutions or Tenable.AD, you can find your weaknesses, existing weaknesses in AD environment, immediately discovered, map and score existing weaknesses. We will tell you the remediation processes, what is the vulnerabilities, what tactics attackers are used, what are the tools they are going to be used, which object is the compromise or which object is a weak, where the attacker can easily manipulate the things. You will get to know, and you can prevent the attack. Second, you can uncover new attack path. We have the unique features called attack path, blast radius, everything. So what you will get, we will continue identifying new vulnerabilities and misconfiguration. So you will have the complete visibility and controls over the Active Directory, so you can take appropriate actions as well. We will give to break attack pathways and keep your threat exposure in a check. All right, we'll give you them, and on top of that, we'll give you the blast radius as well. Let's say if Hira is the user in your Active Directory environment, and what if the Hira has got compromised, what will be impact into my organization? My solution will tell you. On the reverse side, you can check how your database server or Active Directory server is secured, from what are the incoming points from where attacker can attack your Active Directory. You can get to know again with the help of the attack path. Detect ongoing attack in a real time. Get alert and actionable remediation plan on AD attacks in real time. The moment I'm sure you are all are aware with the MITRE attack framework fundamentals. So as per the MITRE frameworks, we will give the real time alerting, what is the health, what is happening, what is currently going on with the Active Directory, and we will enhance your SIM capability, because SIM, as you are aware, SIM work on all the raw logs, all the raw logs, and on need to be extract the potential logs, and post that he will be run the intelligence. We will by default remove all the raw logs which is not relevant to the security postures, and only forward the relevant logs which looks like a remediation, or the suspicious logs will be sharing to the SIM. So your SIM will directly take appropriate actions without run their intel, or without the consume their processing power. And you can investigate the incident and hunt for the threats, right? You can search and correlated AD changes, your ACL, SIAD in object and attributes level, and trigger response playbook in your SOAR. One minute. Right. So our Active Directory security, you can discover the underlying issues affecting your Active Directory, right? Identify the dangers and trust relationship, catch every changes in Active Directory, make the link between the AD changes and the malicious actions, analyze the in-depth of the attacks, explore MITRE attacks and description directly from the incident. And the beauty is that we will not be going to deploy any of the agents into the environment. We don't require even admin privilege at all. Our domain user will be suffice to fulfill our requirement. right? We have the AD native integrations, and we will give it in a near instance value in a real time. So in a short demo, let's have a demo as well. So we are going to showcase you how you can quickly leverage Tenable.AD implementation for your all 4 facts across your organization to effectively reduce the attack surface in your Active Directory environment. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much for your time. In the next session, I'll showcase you the demo of the Active Directory, like what are the key areas where we are thinking, what is the dashboards, what are the actionables under the dashboards, what are the reports you will get it under the dashboard, and how the dashboard will look like. We'll have the dashboard walkthrough in the next session. Thank you very much for time. If you have any doubt, are there any issues, please do let me know. Comment into the down below, and you can reach out me over the hmegwal@tenable.com. Thank you.